Hey everybody, it's Jim Johnson. How are you doing? Haven't had a chance to do a video for a while, so I thought I'd throw one together for a very good reason. I have in my hands, I just returned from the store, from the UPS store where my mailing box is, and I got two wonderful packages here from CreateSpace with proof copies of two different books. So just the way my production schedule timed out, I ended up having two different books available for print at the same time, working through the print proofs and stuff. And thought I'd show them to you and do kind of like an unboxing video like I've done before in the past, and show them off to you guys and approve them and have them available for sale. I've also got these proof copies I'm going to be giving away to you all. And you can tell I prepared this video ahead of time, so thanks for being patient with me here. I even have a little list of things I want to cover in this video. It'll be quick and easy and painless for you, not so much for the box. So let's tear. So one of these print proofs is for the second book in my urban fantasy series, Potomac Shadows. The book is titled Beacon's Hope. And the other print proof is for the omnibus of my Weird Western series, Pistols and Pyramids. Now, the boxes obviously aren't labeled with which is which, so if you're a fan of my Westerns and I open up the Urban Fantasy first, please be patient, and vice versa if you're a fan of my Weird Westerns and I open up the Urban Fantasy first, or, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So let's pop this one open here using my handy Egyptian-themed letter opener that I got from the museum company ages ago before they went out of business. I think they're out of business. You can see that the top of it broke a long time ago. Anyway, okay, so the first book that we've got here, clearly the Urban Fantasy. So you Weird Western fans, just chill. We'll get to your book in just a second. All right, so what we got here? All right, this is a packaging, and a box. Throw that away. All right, so, ooh, yeah. So, Beacon's Hope. Beacon's Hope. Nice glossy cover, just like the first one. Very clean. Wonderful cover art by Lou Harper. She does fabulous, fabulous work. There's the back. And the, let's see if you can get the back cover text. It probably won't show up. Well, yeah, it shows up pretty clear. Nice. Gotta love modern technology. Thanks, Apple. So there's that action. Colors are very nice. Binding is nice and tight. Print's very clear. I'll tell you, CreateSpace, for not being an offset printer, if you know what that means, puts together some really nice books. And I think their quality has just gotten better the more I've used them. I've used them for about a year and a half, 2 years now, and I have consistently been very happy. So there's the title page. Title page was the interior design was laid out by my friend Kevin Summers. You can find his stuff on kevinGsummers.com. He's an excellent, excellent writer, in addition to a very good print layout artist. As you can see in this book, there's a title page, Beacon's Hope, and let's get a shot of the interior layout here. Gosh, this is just so nice. It's so nice to, I tell you, I've been publishing professionally, either with traditional publishers or independent publishers on and off for like 10 years now. And the new book feel that you get when you have a book of your own creation in hand never gets old. So there's the layout. You can see the nice little graphic that we put in the chapter heads on the top right there, along with the numbers. So yeah, I don't think I'll be wasting much time in approving this for sale. I mean, this is pretty clean. I'll give it a once over tonight after my son goes to sleep. But yeah, it looks good. And so, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. If you look at the, pull this off my brag shelf here. So there's book 1, Beacon Spark. Book 2, Beacon's Hope. Yay, first 2 books are done. And one of the announcements I was going to make is that I am hard into the draft of book 3, and I'm planning on putting that up for pre-order here pretty soon. and I'm planning on having it, at least the ebook version, available on July 1. Yeah, so hopefully that'll get out pretty soon. And I may or may not do more books in this series. I'm still thinking about it. I've got other series I want to write. I've had a lot of fun with this series so far, so I will probably continue it with some of the main characters, of course, and some of the supporting characters that survive. Anyway, so, little teaser there for you. These are, in fact... Oh! Maybe not. So these are supposed to be proof copies, and normally Create Space prints proof copy in the back of the book, and I don't see that here. I may need to look at my account and make sure that these are still proofs and that the proof hasn't been approved yet. That would be unfortunate, but you know what? I think me and Kevin went back and forth. Kevin and I went back and forth enough on the electronic proof that it's probably good. I think we caught all the typos and all the errors, but actually I'm a little bummed. If you look at the excuse me while I talk away from you. If you look at the proof of other books, it says proof right there on the back, and for whatever reason, these don't say proof. So I don't know if that's a production change in the world of Create Space or what. So that will warrant a call to customer service here as soon as I get done with this video. Let me put this action back up here. Oh, and as long as I'm over here, I will grab these. These are the Weird Westerns, the 3 individual editions that I did a year and a half ago. Gosh, it seems so long ago. Anyway, so they were all nicely done. As you can see, text-heavy covers, which I have since figured out are probably not market ideal. So at some point, I'm probably going to be rebranding this series and maybe releasing new installments. Although, as much as I love the series, it hasn't been doing all that great, mostly because I think, A, Weird Western's a hard sell, and B, covers not what I want them to be. Or what, actually, they're exactly what I wanted them to be. So I love Kevin Summers for having put them together. But just looking at the market, the illustrated covers with characters on them give them a little bit more effective. So here's the second box here is the print proof of the omnibus. And we got more trash. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, this is a dense book. Wow. And these also don't say print proof on the back. That's interesting. Again, I'm wondering if maybe they changed their policy. Oh, now this is interesting. So normally my print proofs come from South Carolina, and these, not that this is important, are coming from a printer in San Bernardino. Now these, oh, and interesting, these came from Kentucky. So something tells me Create Space has themselves a few different distribution centers / printing centers throughout the country, and why they would send me these books from California, quite beyond me. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Yep, and I'm pretty sure this proof is pretty clean too. Boy, that's a hefty book. Oh, and you can see there's some very nice cover art. The same artist that did the interior art for the series also did the cover. And unfortunately, it wasn't until later, much later in the process, that I found out that the almighty Amazon doesn't like dead bodies on the covers and has a hard time approving advertising efforts on Amazon for that kind of stuff. So, you know, lesson learned, and another reason to possibly rebrand the covers at some point. I don't think I'll rebrand the omnibus necessarily, because I think this is this was intended for true fans and new readers who don't want to buy 3 books and want to just have 1 book, especially since Huh. The omnibus is 2/3 the size of the 3 books by themselves. So I mean, they're the same, same size, height and width, height and whatever. Anyway, so yeah, and then of course the layout hasn't changed from the other print versions. It's just it's all the same great layout that Kevin put together, and the omnibus also contains all 8 pieces of artwork that I commissioned from James Hale. So throughout the book, there are several pieces of art. I'll show you the table of contents here. It just lists the different pieces of art right there, list of illustrations. There's a lovely map of the world. It's a weird Western fantasy, zombies, mummies, lots of magic, a young girl on coming of age quest, journey type of thing, and grows up from a scared little girl to a tough fighting young woman in a hard scrabble world. So this looks great, and hope that y'all check it out. So anyway, so that is that news. And again, I've got 2. I'm going to keep being 1 copy for myself, and I'm giving the other 2 away. I'll sign them and ship them off to whoever wants them. So the process for that, after you've watched this interminably long video and listening to me throwing boxes around my basement office, and I'll also have instructions in the email. But send me an email, and why don't you tell me what your favorite genre is to read, and the best book you've read in that genre recently, because I'm a reader just as much as you are, and I just bought me a handy dandy new Kindle Paperwhite, not paperweight, but Paperwhite, which I love to death, and I am busily stuffing full of new books and old books that I love and new books that I want to read and samples and sample chapters, and I'm a subscriber to Kindle Unlimited, so I'm getting a ton of books downloaded that way. So I would love to read your recommendations. But yeah, send me an email. Tell me what you're reading, what you love to read, and I will put you. Oh, and tell me whether you want the Weird Western or the urban fantasy. And I'll put all your names into a hat. Well, not literally a hat, but a hat, also known as an Excel spreadsheet. And then I will have my my son somehow come up with a. Well, he's 19 months old, so I'll have my son come up with a random number somehow. Whether he rolls a bunch of dice and I add them up together, or I'll come up with some sort of solution. But yeah, so send me that email. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you love. Tell me which book interests you the most, and I'll pick 2 winners for the Weird Westerns and 2 winners for the Urban Fantasy, and send those books out to you, signed or unsigned, whatever you want. Reader's preference. I know some readers don't like their books being marked up, and I like them signed, but whatever. Other news, I also cover this in the email real quick. There's a collection coming out soon called Spellbound. It's a limited edition. Me and a bunch of other writers got together and put all of our books into one big collection, and we're selling it for a really cheap price just to draw more people to our backlist and our stories. So check that out soon. I told you I'm working on the 3rd book, Beacon's Fury, for the Urban Fantasy series, and I have more series and more books in my head and on paper and all that stuff, so I'm working on that here pretty soon. Also, Spellbound comes out on May 2nd, which is just coming up here, and to tie into that release, I am running a Kindle countdown deal on all of my books, including the omnibuses, the Weird Westerns, and the Urban Fantasy. I think they're going to start off at 99 cents on the 2nd, so if you're interested in getting some cheap reads, some good cheap reads, check that out. And if you're liking my books, please let other people know. Got some other thoughts in the works, but stay tuned to the newsletter, and I'll have more to you fairly soon. In the meantime, have a great spring. Have a great early summer wherever you happen to be. I hope you're reading well and having fun. If you're a writer, I hope the writing is going well for you. I hope life is treating you well. And thanks so much for listening to my ramble and to check out my my unboxing. Oh, the other thing is, if any of you, I don't know if any of you are pen and paper role-playing gamers, I've been spending a lot of time as a developer and a freelance writer on the upcoming Star Trek Adventures role-playing game that Modifius Entertainment is publishing, which will be out in the summer. It'll be debuting at Gen Con. If you're familiar with Gen Con, I'm planning on being there. So if you go to Gen Con at all, please stop by, say hi. I'll have more information on that as we get closer to the date. I think it's mid-August, honestly. So that's still a little bit of ways away. So anyway, from the basement of my house in Virginia, where it's 80-something degrees today, and you can probably hear the air conditioning register working. Apologies if it's challenging to hear me. But anyway, have a great day, great weekend, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. Take care.